All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles. Salutations, you brothers doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. And let me go set the screen share up. Because like you see it mentions Tommy Sotomayor. And I mean, this guy's a coon. Just is what it is. This guy's a fucking coon. And he gets on our people, you know, especially the nigga women, rightfully so, they bugged out. But then he wants to give the so-called white man, who isn't white, he's red, a pass. I'm in full screen this shit. Yeah, because this nigga woman was all out of order. You know, she lied to the nigga she was with and said the baby was his first child, and lied to him and was getting money. He was taking care of shit, and then she eventually got him pregnant. He eventually got her pregnant. Supposedly, she talks about all the niggas she was fucking and shit. Now the bitch is wicked, but then this is what Tommy says though. Let's see.
Genesis 3rd chapter 1 through 6, but I'm finna get this Sirach 25 and 25 real quick. Let that play.
Right, that's enough. That was the point of that clip. Go hit these precepts, man. Hey, the one you call the so-called shit, that never presented to everyone. I'm gonna play it over in case y'all brothers missed this. All good, just a couple seconds, a minute or two. All right. So let me go ahead and do this. All right. All right. So he says, "Where's the white supremacy in all this?" Hey, look, you gotta understand, the so-called white man is the reason for all the wickedness we see. Just off back. The so-called white man, who isn't white, man, he's red. All right, he is Edom, the devil in the Bible. All the shit that we see, all right, the darkness that we see is all his fault, man. And get that Wisdom of Solomon 2, the last two verses.
This Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 23. For Yahweh created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side to find it.
Right. So through envy of the devil is how all this death, this wickedness, darkness came into the world, man. All right, and the devil ain't talking about spiritual Satan. It's talking about the physical. When you read Genesis, that serpent. Revelation, the 12th chapter, tells you who that serpent is. All right, that old dragon. All right, it's like the old serpent, that red dragon, man. Revelation, the 12th chapter, which is who? Esau, Edom. All right, Job 30 and 29 tells you I'm a brother to dragon, man, to dragons. All right, Malachi 1 and 3 says Esau's heritage was waste for the dragons, man. Esau, Edom is that dragon. And that very next verse, now Malachi says he is the border of wickedness. Esau, Edom, so-called white man, is the devil. He's the reason that caused and bringing forth all this death into the world, man. All right, but this lesson isn't meant to go that deep. So just keeping it spiritual for this time period, this society, the way things are set up. All right, Esau, Edom has set it up like this, man. He is responsible for all the homosexuality you see, the whoredoms you see, the wickedness you see. Period, man. He's ruling, and that's his fucking power, man. That's his duty. All right. Hey, get that 2 Thessalonians 2 and start at verse 6.
The second Thessalonians 2 and verse 6. And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. Right.
So the wicked, all right, because you read the 2 Thessalonians, tells you that the wicked has to be exposed. Said it happened in his due time. And that time is at the end. All right. This is the same mystery in Revelation, the mystery of Babylon, the mother of harlots. All right, which is America, man. They breed this shit, not just for so-called Negroes, Latin Native Americans, the Israelites, but they push this shit across the world, man. It's the wine of his the wine in the cup that he had the whole the world to drink. That's his fucking job, man. To get people to go left, man. Keep going.
Verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Right, and who was ruling at this time? Said the mystery already worked. The same pale-faced devils you see today, the Romans, who they called their army what? The Red Dragon. Okay, keep going.
And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Right. So Satan is has a physical counterpart on earth. All right. There's a seed of the wicked on earth, man. The Bible goes into it. And who is that? Esau, Edom. All right. Idumea, the people of the Lord's curse, man. And what that go into Genesis, I believe the 3rd chapter, it tells you about the people that cursed Cain, was that same seed of Esau, man, that Esau comes from. All right. Regeneration, what you would call the reincarnation. All right. It said that he shall be the ruler of sin. Same thing it's going to say right here. Keep going. With all power, signs, lying wonders. Keep going.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, they might be saved.
There you go. With all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, and Esau Edom was set up. It tells you in Revelation, the 20th chapter, to deceive the world again, man, for a period of time. So he's done that. He's pushed that wickedness out there. And give Mike in the 2nd chapter, shall we? He pushed that wickedness out there, man. All right. He got the world to drink that wine and to follow his wicked ways, man. His system, his image. All right. His image of feminism. Hey, that bullshit we seen on screen, man. Hey, that was the fruit of feminism, man. All right. Esau Edom set that shit up. His mission was to do as much as possible to keep us away from our laws, man. To turn people as far as possible away from the right way of the Lord, man. He's the devil whose working comes with all signs, lying wonders, all right, deceivableness of unrighteousness, man. That's his whole fucking mission. Hit that Daniel 7:25.
This Daniel 7:25. He shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
So he would speak great words against the Lord. He would make things contrary to the Lord. Or he would promote himself as God. He would promote atheism, man. Everything contrary to what sound doctrine. Go ahead.
And think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Right, and it said he would think to even wear out the saints, man. Esau Edom has made a system that's completely against the elect, the holy, man. That word saint is the same as holy, Kodash. All right? He made a system to wear us out, man. All right, to change the times and laws, man. So we the add extra hours to the day. All right, he take days out the year every other year. That's changed the times. And of course, he changed the laws. He made what's good evil and made what's a light dark, man. Esau Edom has done that because it's in the power of his hand. So it's that bitch being like that, being that deep into darkness. That's all part of Esau's bullshit, man. Because he changed the laws. This is all part of his deceivableness. All right. This is all part of that same serpent convincing Eve to eat of that fruit, which that fruit represents what? His lies, his doctrines, his way of life. You got something? Go ahead.
This Isaiah 5:20. Woe to them that call evil good and good evil, put darkness for light and light for darkness, and put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter.
That's right, and that's what they've done. They promote homosexuality. All right, they promote women's lib. All right, and the Lord did use Esau to fulfill these prophecies because the prophecy said it would be this way. But nevertheless, the so-called white man is to blame. He's that scapegoat when you read about the law. All the sins get placed upon him. All right, he's the reason for all this darkness, man. Plain and simple. Hit that Micah 2. Who else got the power to do it? Get Isaiah 10:1. Who else got the power to set up these laws that's against us and promote wickedness?
This is Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in their power. It is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, in houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage.
There you go. So they devise these iniquities, man. All right, and they do it because in the power of the hand. Who has the power to set up this system that rules in darkness, man? The so-called white man. He promotes this stuff, man. And even to the music. Yeah, it may be a black woman singing it or a Negro rapping it, but guess who promotes it, man? Who sets this folly in such great dignity? I used the song No Scrubs, for example. All right, that TLC did. They went on record talking about how they didn't want to make that song. You know, their record company made them make that song. All right? So Edom promotes this madness, man, because he knows, and he knows the secrets. He has the word. It gets Psalm 50 and 16. Esau Edom knows what's up. He's touched the word of the Lord. He knows how to keep in his mind. He knew how to keep us under his rule, which is to keep us sinning. He thought it was going to work. Because he knows that as long as Israel's going off, the Lord would jack us up. That's in the book of Judith, man. All right. Esau knows all these things. Keep going. Let me get the Psalms.
This Psalms 50 and 16. But to the wicked, Yahweh saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee. When you sawest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and has been partaker with adulterers.
Right, so Esau grabbed hold of this book. The wicked grabbed hold of this book, but not to keep these laws, but to cast them behind their back, man. All right, to do the complete opposite of what's written here. Okay, plain and simple. All right, hey, keep going. That Psalms. Hey, Charlotte, grab Psalm 34 and 20 because the brother posted it, and I think it's Frank Mischief by law, and that's perfect.
Psalms
94 and 20. Go ahead, Natzak.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue framest deceit.
Hey, and that goes to Sirach. It tells you flour, the blood of the grape, oil. All right, the principal things for man's life are for the good, used to godly things, and unto the wicked, used for evil. And those things all representing spiritually this word. So Esau Edom take this word and use it for evil, man. They took this word, learned, understood certain secrets, especially how if you keep the Israelites going off, then the Lord would jack them up. You can afflict us. All right. He learned that and he did that. So he made a system contrary to the law of the Lord. He cast it behind his back to try to continue to fuck us up. As in the book of Jeremiah, man. Them that held us, that captured us, said they offend not, because we sinned against the Lord. So Esau Edom knows that when we sin against the Lord, they can afflict us. And the scriptures tell us that, man. And we're reading about it. So they did that. They built a whole system to get our women to be heavy into whoredoms, to get our men into homosexuality. All right? To make niggas on the corner, man, get heavy into drugs and shit and selling it, man. Esau made that. They the ones took our heritage and gave us their wine, their way of living, man. They did that. And we reading about it. So Esau Edom don't get no pass, man. Yeah, that woman on the screen, all right, was wicked as all hell and wretched. But Esau Edom set up this system that furthered this shit. Hey, the brother brought it out, and that's Sirach 25 in the video I was watching, man. It says, give not a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. It said, don't give a wicked woman liberty, man, to do what she wants. Esau Edom did just that. They do everything contrary to sound doctrine. Proverbs 16:4, the Lord made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. The Lord made the white man to do this wickedness, man. And he's doing just that. He don't get a pass because this is exactly what he was created for. To deceive, to lie, to create wickedness in the earth. Everything we see, all this darkness, is the fruit of the so-called white man's doings, man. Hey, grab that Wisdom Solid one more time. I read that last verse, the last two verses.
This Wisdom of Solomon 2:23. For Yahweh created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it.
There you go. So because of the devil, the so-called white man, that's why all this death is in the earth anyway, man. He don't get a pass. It's all his fault. That's why he's getting the worst destruction ever imaginable, man. His whole generations are going to be wiped out according to the book of Obadiah, according to Isaiah 14. All right, he did this wickedness. Go back to that Psalms.
Psalms 50 and 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, and slanderest thine own mother's son. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such an one as thyself.
Right. And so the Lord said he kept silence while they was doing this. And Esau thought he found the loophole. He thought the Lord operated like he thought, how the so-called white man thought, with loopholes and tricks and ways through their laws. No, man. The Lord just was patient. He who let it will now let. He allowed you to afflict us and get us to go off, all right, and to trick us until he was ready to raise us back up. And that's the time we in, us getting raised back up. So Esau don't get a pass. The Lord don't give him a pass. And Tommy Sotomayor, your coon ass, definitely don't get a so-called white man a pass, man. It don't work that way. Yes, that bitch is out of order. And guess what? The so-called white man made her out of order. Keep going.
It says, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. Now consider this, ye that forget Yahweh, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver.
There you go. So the Lord said that the wicked, all right, cast right behind his back, and they basically caused us to be in disorder. But the Lord said, well, he's going to set us in order right now before their eyes, man. So he's raising up his elect. All right. So the Lord allowed the so-called white man to take us down, to deceive us, to change his laws, all right, to get people into wickedness. All right. It says the way, let me grab this Proverbs. Seducing. This Proverbs 12:26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. So Esau Edom made up a whole seducing ass system, man. A system of wickedness, a system of darkness. And it caused our people to stumble and fall into gross darkness, man. He don't get a pass for that. All right? He changed the times and the laws. Esau Edom is going to get death and destruction for all his wickedness, man. Hey, Howard Shai said it best, man. Let me get it. Then he's going to quote it. This is Matthew 18:7. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it is must needs be that offenses come. So offenses was going to come. You go into the Greek for the word offense right here. It means to cause something to cause one to stumble. So the Lord said it was going to come. All right? It needs to come. But woe to that man by whom the offense cometh. So destruction to the person that caused the stumble. Destruction to the person that caused the right, that seduced the righteous. And who seduced us? Him who's working after Satan, man. With all lying wonders, powers, and deceivableness. The so-called white man, Esau Edom, who is the devil according to the Bible. All right? He's that scapegoat meant to bear all our sins, man. All right? And that sacrifice is coming. What you got, Shalia?
That Psalms
Go ahead.
94.
Mm-hmm.
This Psalms 94 verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which framing mischief by a law?
Right. Hey, the throne of iniquity, which frames mischief by a law. All right. So they do all their wickedness in the guise of law, that they doing good. They tell you, the old way, men was oppressing women. The new way is everybody's equal. In fact, they at this point they put the woman above the men. All right. The old way is hateful and bogus. They to murder a homosexual, to justly kill a homosexual, really putting them out their misery, which they're going to kill themselves anyway. That's why suicide rate is so high in the gay community, because they know they wicked. But this devil tells you, you got to love them. You got to love them. The old way says, to chasten your child so they can be built up and grow and fucking learn what's right. And Esau tells you can't touch your child. You can't reprimand them. And then now what we see people, young children going to school every other day, shooting up the damn schools, man. Because the Esau is made it where the parents raise emotional, unbridled fucking children. Esau Edom has made a system to create niggas and fucking whores, man. Plain and simple. Esau Edom is going to get death and destruction for framing his mischief by law, saying he's doing something fucking good, man. No. All this is working death and darkness, man, confusion. How can you not see that tranny, that's part of that seducing, a transsexual going to your child's preschool and reading them about homosexuality and transgenderism, man? How can you not see that's something dark and wicked? And that's all part of the agenda of the devil, man. All right? All this stuff leads to more darkness. And Esau Edom is the ruler of sin. He created this system, man. It's in the power of his hands. Like we read, the Akshala, y'all read that Micah 2. It is Psalm 64. Hey, get your 30, Shalia. You got Isaiah 3? Come. This is Psalm 64 and 5. I'm going to start at 4. I'm going to start at, damn. I'm starting at 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot the arrows, even bitter words. All right, and that goes to Isaiah 10 and 1, who framed unrighteous decrees to oppress the poor of my people. All right, this whole system was made to oppress us. All right, to wear out the saints. And that word "wear" we read in that Daniel 7 means to break down mentally, man. All this stuff was to turn us away from our power, man. All right? That they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All right, they work these things in secret. All right, then they bring these laws to light. And you have no idea, though they speak peace, it was all deceit. Though they say love, it was all really for the destruction and further downfall of our people. to cause further backsliders, man. So they can continue to rule over us. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They set traps, private traps, man, that you don't know. So the average nigga think they just listen to some music. All right, but meanwhile, they been programmed to become niggas. They been programmed to become whores. All right. Back in the day, it was, you know, you had just Lil Kim rapping. Then it went to Trina. And now you just see all type of hoes rapping. And now what we see, more whoredoms increasing. These bitches are at an all-time high of shamelessness. All right. Esau Edom has done that. These niggas at all-time high of just weird ass homosexuals, man. Weird color hair. All right. Crybaby ass niggas, man. That's actually gay. They don't hide it. There's no way in hell that's a joke or something just trending. A grown man giving another grown man a ring, calling him his baby or his boo or his they engaged now. That ain't no joke. You don't give a gift. This nigga Young Thug gifts Lil Durk a ring for his birthday or some shit, talking about y'all women can't talk to him no more. That ain't no joke, man. That's part of the agenda being pushed upon our youth, which they don't even hide it when they literally got transgenders teaching the preschoolers, man. The so-called white man is working all type of darkness, man. You people, hey, you coons like Tommy Sotomayor, I give him a free pass. But don't worry, the Lord not giving him a pass, man. This devil will pay for the wickedness he's done. We'll keep going. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right. So they search out iniquities, man. They figure out the how people think. They figure out how to get people heavy into wickedness. They learn and master deceit. All right. They master the art of seduction. And how did they do it? By grabbing his word and casting it aside, making everything all their laws contrary to the laws of the Bible. All right. It says folly is set in great dignity. Who increases the folly, man? Who promotes it? All right. The so-called white man, he who was in power. They set this up. Let me read the next verse, man. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. And so the Lord not giving them no free pass, man. It don't work that way. All right. And then I just got a few more precepts on Esau Edom setting this system up, and these whoredoms leading to all this darkness, man. All right. It just is what it is. Esau knew the whoredoms lead to darkness. And he did just that. Just like Esau used Eve to take Adam down. Same thing today. All right. Hit the Isaiah 3. Let me see. 12. Damn. Yeah, 12 is the point.
It's Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
Right? Hey, so it says children are their oppressors and women rule over them, man. All right, who set this system up where the women rule? All right, that child. Read that Job 30:1 so we can see who that child is.
This is Job 30 verse 1. But now they that are younger than I have derision, have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
This is Job 30, and when you read down to verse 29, it's talking about the devil, talking about Esau Edom, our brother. But that word younger right there is the Hebrew Tazayar. All right, and it means little, insignificant. All right, it means insignificant. All right, who's that? It says small, little, insignificant. Hey, Obadiah, the first verse, the first two verses, man. Esau Edom was made small, little among the nations, man. He's the insignificant one. So he's the one that ruled the ship. So read the Isaiah 3 over.
It's Isaiah 3:12.
And for the record, it said, who I would not let sit with my dogs. All right? Because Esau Edom will freak all on your dogs, man. They promote that wickedness. They put in their movies talking about putting peanut butter on their junk and letting dogs lick it off. All right, it's been a huge thing in the last couple of years. These Edomite, these cracker devils, they're females going on YouTube and Rockstar Hip Hop talking about why sex with a dog is better than a human. They make dildos based off of that, man. All right, that once it's inside of you, it puffs up to resemble a dog's penis, man. Esau Edom does that. All right, the devil does that, man. Because he's a freaking weirdo. And this is the spirit he promotes and pushes on the world. Heavily on our people, mainly because he wants to keep us in darkness so we can keep getting jacked up by the Lord instead of his thumb, the Esau's thumb. He pushes this on the world, man. All right? He carry his wine, which means philosophies, to the world. You trying to get this devil a pass? No, man. His guy said 3 over.
Isaiah 3:12.
Try to get Leviticus 19.
As for my people, children are their oppressors.
What you talking about? Esau Edom. All right, that's our oppressor. Who they working with? Go ahead.
And women rule over them.
Right, Esau Edom work hand in hand. That's serpent and Eve again. All right, so Esau Edom is to blame. He promotes this. He promotes darkness like this. That clip we showed. In fact, let me pull the clip up in case anybody missed it. You know, at least the clip of Sotomayor singing. Because the story with the woman, you have to watch the whole thing. So I just summed that up. You know, she was being a nigga woman. Lied to a nigga about being a baby daddy. And then he actually eventually got her pregnant. Now she's boasting and scoffing at him. You know, saying she had a bunch of niggas on the side. It was madness. You know, it's just madness. I gotta get him singing because he was singing for this devil to get a free
Genesis
pass.
3rd chapter 1-6. But I'm finna get this Sirach 25 and 25 real quick. Let that play.
Hey, and he said it was the white man to tell him the black woman it's okay to be whores. Hey, what's funny is who pushes that system of dating. This system of dating, all this shit, this is Esau's system. We done had this in the ancient world. All right? That's not part of our culture. All right, to tell them to date each other, play the field, have some sex, see if you like it. Try this dick, try that dick, try bumping coochies. See, you got to see if you actually not gay, so you got to do homosexual. Hey, that's all part of the white man system. He set this up, man. He gave women liberty to be whores, man, and gave them a free pass. He set up laws to protect them when they commit adultery. The so-called white man built all this wickedness, man. Finish Isaiah 3 up. Leviticus 19:29.
Isaiah 3:12. It says, "O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err." Right. And who did it say? That insignificant child, Esau, Edom, and Eve, caused thee to err, go off, to do wickedness, to sin. Go ahead. And destroy the way of thy paths. That's right, and destroy the way of thy paths, man. They take you from the ancient way. They teach you the way that's not cast up, man.
Hit that Leviticus 19:29. Get Esther, the first chapter.
This is Leviticus 19 verse 29. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredoms and the land become full of wickedness.
Right. So Esau knew if you want to get the people to be dark, to get us to go completely off, you got to get our women to be heavy into whoredoms, man. Because that'll cause the land to be in whoredoms, and that would bring great wickedness, all right, in the people, man. Esau, Edom knew this. They had these scriptures. We read the Psalm 50. We read the Psalms 94. So Esau did the opposite of this. All right, we got to get them to be whores. We got to promote and women like not even women. Those are bitches. They are not women. Bitches like Lil Kim, Cardi B, make TLC do the no scrub type of shit. Songs like Creep. They promote whoredoms, man. And that leads to all this darkness. That leads to all this wickedness. All right. So let's get Esther, the first chapter. Let me see the verse to start at. It'll be really it's up top. We're gonna have to bounce around a little bit in this. Start at 9.
Esther 1 and 9.
But really, start at 11. All right. So basically, the king, he was throwing a feast that lasted some days, and at one point, he was like, "Look, the 7th day when he was drinking with his prince, he told his people, go get his wife, from her feast to come up here. He wants to show her off." All right. So go ahead, read 11.
Esther 1 and 11. To bring Vashti, the queen, before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
Mm-hmm.
But the queen,
what they call a trophy wife today, he wanted to show her off. It says the woman is the glory of the man. He wanted to show off the jewel he had on. He had her decked out. He wanted to show her off. She was fine and shit. This was he the king for the record. But watch what the wise men say that had understanding, because it's still in the scriptures. Go ahead.
But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore was the king very wroth, and his anger burned him in him.
Mm-hmm. Keep going. She was pissed off. She didn't obey.
Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. And the next unto him was Karshina, Shethar, Adamather, Tarshish, Meres, Marcina, and Memucan, the second of Persia and Media, which saw the king's face, and which sat the first in the kingdom. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law? Because she hath not performed the commandment of the king of Ahasuerus by the chamberlains. And Memucan answered before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the
provinces
and of the king
Ahasuerus.
Right.
So his wise men said, "Look, she didn't listen to you, but she didn't do this evil just to you, man. She did this to all the men." All right. Why did they say that? Keep going.
It says, "For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husband in their eyes, when it shall be reported. Then the king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not.
Keep going.
Likewise shall the ladies of Persia, and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen, thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath.
Right. So they understood that this one act of this prideful woman, that spirit to be on all the rest of the women. All right. And they would follow that same wickedness. All right. And that's what we see today. That's why Esau promotes madness like Beyonce, man. All right. That's why they promote the Cardi B's of this world. All right. That's why they promote these whoredoms, man. Because they know that spirit rub off onto the rest of these women, man. All right. And then what's going to happen? It's going to bring more darkness into the world. Because now you got niggas these damn pussy bagging niggas following behind these women talking about the adultery they commit to get to pay a nigga back. All right. All that starts right here, man. Esau and the Eve go hand in hand in their wickedness, man. All right, plain and simple. Hey, this is Idumeans Travail 144, which is one of the elders here in Chicago. Kapatazah, Proverbs 16:29. A violent man enticeth his neighbor and leadeth him into the way that is not good. And it says the devil came not but to kill, steal, and destroy. So who is more violent, all right, than Esau? So what did he do, man? He taught our people the wrong way of life, and he did it in the means for the purpose. So like he did it for the purpose to keep us down. So we can end with this, man. This is Jeremiah 50 and 6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mount to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All right, so we was led wrongly, man. It started with our own fake pastors, all right, who guess what? Hey, the pastors these days, the Christians, they teach what Esau tells them to teach. Esau Edom got his hand in everything. He can't get no free pass with this, man. But let me keep going. All right, hey, they're forgotten their resting place. They cause us to forget who we are. All that found them have devoured them. Talking about the heathens. And their adversary said, will you fear not? Because they have sinned against Yahweh, the habitation of justice, even Yahweh, the hope of their fathers. So look, it said, starting with Esau Edom, Psalm 83, he's the leader of these heathens. All right, he's the leader of them that said, let us not remember Israel anymore. He said, we didn't sin. We didn't do nothing wrong. Because the Israelites were sinning already. They were sinning against the Lord. We did no wrong by fucking them over, man, by beating their ass, by keeping them in slavery under us. But Esau Edom is the one that caused this system to exist. He's the one that got our people out here all bugged out. So, hey, the Lord says offenses must come, but warns him that caused the offense. So you thought that you had a loophole, or you thought you was going to trick the Lord and just keep oppressing us, all right, by keeping us going off. But guess what? The Lord is waking up his elect. All right, he's setting us in order before your face, man. All right, plain and simple. He's going to bring great death and destruction upon you for this, man. Hey, I'm going to keep going, actually. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of the Chaldeans and be as the he goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. All right. So this place is going down. The Lord ain't giving them a pass. World War III is around the corner, man. Hey, World War III is knocking on the door. Let me put it like that because it's closer than that. All right. World War III is knocking on the door. All right. To fulfill the rest of the Lord's prophecies, man. All right. Esau Edom ain't getting a free pass. Great death and destruction is coming to you, man. So with that, hope it was edifying. All praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles. And salutation, brothers, doing this thing in sincerity and truth and with charity. Shalom, Abba, Abba.